Yeah, please react to Dawkins' interaction and hesitancy in this interview. I was shocked. I actually tweeted about this as well. And I said, look, it is sad, it is depressing, but, let's just play this video in a bit. Actually, hang on. Do you have the same clip, or I think you might have a different clip? I'm not really sure.
Well, this is the one that the patron question is about.
Okay, yeah. Play that video.
All right.
I'd rather not.
Wait, let's go to the beginning.
Big debate about this ISIS bride, Shamima Begum, whether she should be allowed to come back to this country. Do you have a view about that?
I'd rather not say.
You'd rather not say?
I haven't studied it enough.
Well, she was married to an ISIS fighter.
I know. What
she was but she was 15 when she went out there.
Yes.
The debate really is, was she groomed to be part of this terror group in Syria? And as such, should we show mercy and allow her back to this country?
Yes, I'm not going to say about that.
Are you worried about, do you get threats because of the positions you've taken on some of these things? Yeah. When you saw what happened to Salman Rushdie, didn't send a shudder through you? Are you saying no, you don't want to talk about it? Or...
Yes.
Right. That's interesting in itself. Because there are areas which you would prefer not to discuss.
Yes. I should have said that before we started.
Yeah,
yes, you should have.
Listen, I think it's sad that you can't. I don't think anything should be off limits in interviews with people like you. The whole point of the world's smartest thinkers is we ought to be able to have free and open debate. But I don't think we do, because people use murderous retribution against free speech. Really is what it amounts
to. I think this is the same clip that I cut out. I think I cut out. It's exactly the same clip. I think it exactly ended there. Let me just confirm that if it's the same one, because
people should be free.
I think he has a good reason. He must have a good reason.
No, but there is a point to be made. No, but there's a point to be made, Armin, and I think we need to be fair. I think there is no fear. There's going to be no threat to Dawkins' life when it comes to pointing out or giving out his opinion on Shamima Begum. Do we agree on that?
No, we don't know. We don't know there must be something happening that he can't tell us, that there's a good reason why he can't tell us. I don't understand why we would criticize him for that. We don't know what's happening.
I'm not criticizing him at all. I'm not criticizing him at all on that. I'm saying
no, you're not, but Piers Morgan is. Like he's like, oh, this is a shame. Like, you have no idea. You have no like Piers Morgan is like, what? He's like, oh, it's so sad that an intellectual person. It might be a security issue. It might be some of his friends.
But Piers is being more understanding. He's actually saying, "Oh, that is sad. That if you're thinking about it, if you have security concerns." No, Piers. No,
but he's saying like the whole point of. Okay.
No, Piers is fine, Armin. Piers is actually being sympathetic towards him, and he's actually being condemned. He's more condemning towards this behavior of Muslims and of radicals. Like, you can't really talk about it. But I think the point here is, it actually went in a different direction. So Richard Dawkins could have said something about. I don't think he would be intimidated. He would be intimidated commenting on Shamima Begum's case. But yes, what followed after that was that. So I reckon he was initially. So here's my hunch, and let's listen to this again.
Begum, whether she should be allowed to come back to this country. Do you have a view about that?
I'd rather not say.
I think this part he's not worried about. He's not scared of radical Muslims. Kana Muslims who attack Salman Rushdie. I think he's more worried about Wokism cancelled, because he's been getting attacked. He's getting worried about.
No.
Yes, I reckon this point is. So, Armin, you think that if Dawkins said anything about her citizenship should be cancelled or not, he's going to have any repercussions on that issue? A lot of people have spoken about that.
Dawkins is not going to care about repercussions. He has been saying the most controversial things. He doesn't give a crap. Cancel.
He's 87 now. He's 87.
Yeah, exactly. He's 87. What else could people do to him? Cancel from what? Cancel from what? Like, does he have a show that he's making money out of that is going to be canceled?
No, his book is coming out. His book is coming out.
So what? He's 87. He's already made the money that he, like, what is he looking forward to other than
legacy? Not unnecessary finding himself.
Oh my God! His legacy is that he's a brutal, honest person that doesn't care about consequences. That's his legacy.
Okay, so tell me, so what is it? Okay, so tell me.
We don't know. We don't know. He must have a good. You know what? Here's the answer. I cannot say. I cannot say. So when he
Okay, let's
cannot
just
say, then we
let's
don't
just
know.
Speculate.
Yeah.
Let's just speculate though.
The speculation is that it might be a personal thing or personal issue that somebody close
What
to him
personal
has
issue?
that he
His
doesn't want
wife is a Muslim now. He doesn't want to offend her. What do you mean personal issue?
What? I don't know. How
Just
could
speculate.
I speculate?
People
Well,
want
I'm
your
not gonna
freaking
speculate.
opinion.
I can't speculate.
Okay, well, so let me give my opinion then. I reckon here, because he got in trouble with them with transgender issues, and he's been upset. He's been upset about that. In the same interview, he did actually talk about that too, rather disparagingly. But
bad
here,
speculation.
Okay, all right. He started off with that, so he doesn't want to get cancelled. There's a bit of a worry there, and
You rather not say.
I haven't studied it enough.
so he just politely gives that, I haven't studied it enough. Just change the topic. He goes, oh, and then he goes on to educate him about what that is.
Well, she was married
And then he says, oh, I know.
to an ISIS fighter.
I know what
She was a
I
young,
I know,
but she was
shut up.
15 when she went out there.
Yes.
The debate really is, was she groomed to be part of this terror group in
Yes.
Syria?
But listen.
And as such, should we show mercy and allow her back to this country?
Yes.
This part is not going to do anything. No radical Muslim is going to come after him over that, but there is a possibility of maybe some cancel culture. I don't think someone would have cancelled him on that either, because a lot of other people have said that. So cancel cultures have abandoned, those people have abandoned Shamima Begum as well, which is fine. But I think Dawkins probably made a policy that, you know what, screw this. I'm just not going to talk about anything controversial.
This is not about. The last thing it could be is about cancel culture. We're talking about Richard Dawkins.
All right. Okay, so that's my opinion. Let's just disagree with that. But next point, I think is definitely radical Muslims.
I'm not going to say about that.
Are you worried about, did you get threats because of the positions you've taken on some of these things?
Oh, that's so
And you saw what happened to Salman Rushdie.
No, I did. You didn't see it? You don't want to talk about this? Is so cute and sad at the same time. It's like, this is I don't know. This is my intellectual hero, and he's like,
no. I have personally talked to Richard about whether he gets afraid about threats.
Yeah, he didn't.
And
he didn't. That was a while ago.
No, that's not what I was going to say. You don't know what he answered to me. Let me actually say it.
Okay.
He said, "Why would you ask me that question?" He didn't like the question. He's like, I don't want to answer that question. Why would you ask me? He got upset with me. Richard got upset with me when I asked him about if he gets afraid. So this is completely inconsistent with what he was before.
No, but it's so maybe he doesn't. Yeah, that's a bit of yeah. Personally, yeah, you're right.
Yasmin is criticizing the same thing, like heartbreaking scene. Okay, this is Yasmin is saying this, right? Heartbreaking scene. Piers Morgan is interviewing Richard Dawkins, one of the most influential minds alive today, and he shuts down. He won't even comment on Salman Rushdie. This is where terrorism leads, as Piers points out. As Piers points out, this is how it works. Well, you guys don't know what the man has to deal with. You don't know what Richard has to deal with. Like I said,
what could it be?
I specifically asked this from Richard, and he didn't want to answer me. He got angry with me. He got upset with me. Like, why would you ask me that question, right? So when it comes to this is a man that has sacrificed so much, including his personal safety, right? So this is, it can't be the cancel culture. So when it comes to cancel culture, he doesn't back down. He comes out and tells you whatever is on his mind, right? But when it comes to threat to his life, the man doesn't want to get into that, because here you want me to give one speculation.
That changes though. What you just said, it's basically what you asked, this is pretty much what Piers Morgan asked. So that could be like, okay, I don't want to, I never answer that. So that might be his policy, that never to answer that. So I get,
you know
that.
What actually what Yasmin doesn't understand here, is that actually answering that question leads to terrorism, could be leading to terrorism. You know why? Because what if it does scare you? What if it does scare you? What if it does bother you? You know what?
Then it encourages those threats.
Yeah. So that maybe what Yasmin should understand here is maybe the reason why he's not answering is because the answer leads to terrorism.
No, but Armin, but we could flip it around. We could also say that him saying, like, for example, what I tweeted, I said, you can tell me Islam is violent without telling me it's violent, like that joke. So I can say that too. Like, him reacting this way tells you that, you know what, I get so many death threats that I've decided that I'm not going to talk about Islam because it's a violent ideology. We can interpret it that way as well, like a lot of people have interpreted it, because that is the common view of Islam when it comes to Islam, and particularly when we put what happened to Salman Rushdie.
See, Harris, let's say, for example, they find your weakness, your audience finds your weakness, okay, and they're using that against you, okay?
Yeah.
What would you do? You
would try not to make it.
Yeah, you would try for them not to find that they actually have hit you.
But I mean, he's not doing that though. But he's not. He actually, this sends a message that I'm freaking scared. I get so many death threats.
Well, you didn't think that until I just mentioned.
But you're telling me. But I'm not the only one. Like I think I know. I don't know him personally. I've broken words with him a couple of times, but I can't get a read on him, and he's very different to what I've read him. You probably asked him a lot more personalized question. But I'm saying, as an outsider, someone who thinks that I think I understand this guy, I am reading it totally different, and I'm not the only person. There's so many other people are reading it exactly the same way, that, this poor old man is scared. And you're saying, no, he's just trying to give he doesn't want to give any
No,
message.
I'm saying he's scared. It's not cancel culture that he's afraid of. It's not cancel culture.
Okay, no, I get that part. I think that part. No, but he did not know that after Shamima Begum, that question is going to lead to the question that he doesn't like to answer. So why did he say no comment on that question? So not that part. I reckon there might be some. This is like I'm putting your hands in a hornet's nest.
You know what? I shouldn't even speculating. I don't think we should assume. I think we just don't know, and it's unfair for people, including Yasmin, to come out and judge the guy after he has sacrificed so much. Okay, judge the guy for not answering here so much for one question after coming out and putting so much at risk, saying things that other people were afraid to say. Here he doesn't want to answer. He has every right not to answer. A lot of people were silent and scared, and he came out and he gave the direct and bold answer that other people refused to give. He deserves to not answer here if he doesn't want to. I'm not saying you're saying anything. I'm not responding to you. I'm not saying you're accusing.
No, I think you're right though.
I'm just saying judging him for that is like very unjust.
Actually, you know what? That's actually unfair. You know why that's unfair? Because even my tweet, I think probably this is our biases, my bias, and it's human that's it works. Because I'm like, Islam is violent. Yes, Islam, adherents of Islam do send death threats to people. I don't get that many death threats. Like I've always said it. Like I actually don't get as many death threats, or I don't get any at all. If any, I get them. So Dawkins hasn't really been that active on atheism as well. So I think for us to cash in on that suddenly and say, oh, look at this. Poor Dawkins, he's scared of Islam. But when the truth is, he might not even be getting any death threats now. Because he's, as I said, like he's been out of this criticizing religion business. He hasn't, especially ever since he had this stroke. He doesn't even like talk about religion. And he says that all the time. He says, I don't want to be remembered as someone who destroyed religion. I want to be remembered for my scientific contributions and my scientific books. So yeah, look, I think you're probably right. I think it's unfair to say, because that's an insult to Richard Dawkins, that, oh, look, he's scared. Or he's scared of the cancel culture, because especially his history proves otherwise. His history says that he stood up to every bully and thug that there is out there who's tried to silence him. He said, fuck you. So I think, yeah, you're probably right. I don't know. I might have to retweet this tweet and reword it and say, yeah, look, I don't think it's, I think we just don't know. I think there could be other reasons behind it.
I think it's just a bit ungrateful, because he made the process a lot easier for the rest of us. Right?
I did say that in the tweet. I said, thank you. You kickstarted this movement nearly 20 years ago. Or 25, 20 years ago. Now let us take care of it. Piers Morgan, if you want opinions on Islam, you should invite ex-Muslims like Maryam Namazi. Underneath that, I got a little tweet from, actually, no, I shouldn't say it. Oh, by the way, look at this. Look at this response by this Muslim. He says, finally, people appear to have gotten the message. Constructive criticism is welcome, but blasphemy and hate speech is not. I'm like, you stupid idiot. You're basically saying that if you're scared of Islam, that's a good thing. That's the message you want to send. Nobody's. No, it doesn't look good on Islam. Anyway.
Okay. To have your questions answered on the next live stream, become my patron today. You can do so with as little as $1 a month. Link in the description below.